Alright, Fadul, you wanted some answers. So, let's finally go fucking get some answers from Millie.
Great. Now, why do we have to go to a specific place to do this? Like, she's here, she's around, we've got like a whole airship and everything. Or, literally anywhere else.
I used to come here to play all the time when I was little. On the way home from the School of Magic, I'd badger my pilot until he agreed to make a stop. But it looks awfully barren now. And there were never so many beasts around.
Ah well, what a shame.
Huh? They're still here!
It looks like you're gonna have to do some gameplay before you can get to have a conversation with me.
Hey, look! I gathered all of these up myself.
She doesn't seem very interested in having a conversation right now, despite this whole thing being her idea.
Isn't it a beautiful color? And this one, doesn't it look kind of like a POW? Right here, see? It's got the belly. I can't believe it. They're still here.
Maybe this whole thing was like an artifact of like a creative process where
Come on,
some guy was put in charge of writing the conversation that would eventually happen, but had no control over the context with which it would actually appear in the game. Also, what the... Okay, we're doing that, huh?
Yup, this is gonna be one of those dungeons.
I know and hate the type. Just, random bullshit surprises everywhere in the days where they pre-rendered everything so they could hide it all perfectly, and you can't even do, So I'm gonna make a favourable comparison to Dark Souls here, where Souls does this exact, notionally this exact same kind of absolute bullshit design, except, they play it completely straight, and if you, if you look, you can see, and sometimes it's really obvious, and here's the really important part. It's fucking funny, in retrospect. Anyway, this isn't that.
No, this is very much not that. Although I suppose, given that the game, I have the game upscaled in Dolphin, you can see the cracks around where the floor falls out.
That's cool. But they don't get credit for that.
I was gonna say, that's not something that they get credit for, but it is there.
Fun fact. Kind of like the pretty much everything that happens in emulators as a result of, this stuff was designed sometimes at the pixel level around very specific specs on very specific hardware and very specific outputs, and it's you get fascinating stuff like the sonic waterfalls and the CRT effect that they use for that. Just one of the many, many, many reasons that video games are fucking complicated and art. Yeah, now you mention it, I can see it, even on this encode. I can see the black line around the bit of the floor. Did not see that one. But also they respawn, they don't just stay gone?
Nope. You fall down, and then it comes back, so... So it can be a little bit obnoxious to find your way around here.
Yeah, don't like that.
Anyway, the only thing notable about the giant flowers and the spiky boys is that they have now developed a team attack where the Alrain will poke at the...
Alraun, please.
runs. I'm sorry. Of course. Anyway, the giant flower will poke at the spiky boy that is on fire, and then they will just throw it at you, and it will do about 1,500 damage.
That sucks, but also it's cool, so, who's to say, really? That's an enemy design.
Ah, yes, I'd say put a pin in him, but we're gonna be back in about literally 5 seconds to fight him, so...
I was trying to characterize that in literally any way and not really getting very far.
So, you may remember this guy. This is the Saber Dragon. He was literally the first thing that we fought in Baten Kaitos 1.
I do not remember. But okay.
He was the first boss. And now we're just gonna fucking clown on him.
This is just the game trying to be cute, right? It's just like, hey, huh? Like, I guess they're allowed to do that. I don't see any good reason to hate that. That's exactly the kind of thing you can do in games like this.
He has exactly one thing of note, which is Crimson Hail, and it does about 1,000 damage of fire damage, and it will occasionally actually set you on fire.
We'd expect.
Other than that, he is just a giant chunk of HP. But, he's here, and it's cute. So, whatever.
I mean, is there only one of him? Or at least only one spawn?
I mean, he'll respawn if we go back down there, but yes, no, that's the only place he spawns.
Yeah, no, that's acceptable. This is within acceptable parameters. This is 5 things, which makes me very wary.
Yeah, so these guys have a gimmick. They have hats, and hats are armor. So the first couple things that you hit them with will do like single-digit damage until you break the hat, and then they'll take regular health and die almost immediately because they have like no HP.
So it's like hit them with stuff that hits a lot of times, or hit them with lots of things. That the theory?
That is indeed the theory.
May my blade be sharp.
I mean, can respect that too, I guess. Like, you're allowed to do different things in JRPG fights. You gotta check for stuff, is what this is called. Sometimes it's a DPS check and sometimes it's a multi-target check, but like, you gotta do the whole tactic stuff. Is it literally like a set number of hits that does it, or like what?
I think it's 3. I think 3 hits is what it takes to break the hat.
See, now if I were in charge of this, I'd have that be like a recurring series of enemies throughout the game, and I'd gradually escalate their gimmicks. And I'd do shit like they would have different hats, and the different hats could give them different abilities. And the ones that died would drop their hats, and other ones could pick up their hats. Basically go like full Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light on it.
Light green. Isn't that neat? I used to come to the lake and tell my own fortune. I'd pretend good things happen on white days.
Milliard, isn't it about time you told us the truth?
Yep, thank you.
At the Senate Council, you called Baelheit father.
Yeah.
So he is your father.
Yes.
But all this time we've been trying to stop Baelheit.
He's our enemy.
Why would the enemy's daughter choose to travel with us?
I just did what Father asked. He wanted me to observe Saki.
Observe him?
Uh-huh. He wanted to know if Sagi was really a spiritor, or if he was one of the Maladeators Olgan had made. If he turned out to be a spiritor, fine. But if not...
Kind of waiting for a shoe to drop on this.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't really that big of a revelation.
Gina.
Yeah, it's like it's
No. My
been
father never
obviously
told me
brewing for a
anything about
while.
her. Don't you see? That's why
But
I
like,
tried to
also,
stop
it's been
him.
extremely obvious that Millie has been
more time I
watching
spent
us
with you,
and reporting
The
in.
more I saw what Father was doing was wrong. Now I want to stop him. Just as much as you. No. More. Because I'm his daughter. I don't expect you to forgive me for everything that's happened.
So hey, just
want
speaking
to
off the
stay
cuff
with
here,
you.
given the whole like
That's the
recent
truth.
election and
Please
everything,
believe
doesn't
me.
this technically make Millie the princess?
And it's not because of anything my father said.
You know, I hadn't given it that
I
much
just-
thought.
I just want to be with you. I want to argue with Gilo. And get in Sagi's hair and go on more adventures.
Like, surely that seems like the sort of authority that we should be able to start pressing a little bit, right?
Please.
I mean, only after the
say
cat's out of the
something,
bag.
Sagi.
Like, it would have
Tell me to get lost. And I'll go without a word.
caused a lot of eyebrows to go up if she'd started doing that from the beginning.
Millie, when we first met, did you really believe me about having a guardian spirit? Or was that a lie too?
I mean, didn't she just tell us
No.
that it was about
It
finding
was
that
strange. We'd only just met.
not believing this is
But
kind of
even
not how this
after
works at
all
this
the
point?
things my
What?
father said, you're the one I found myself believing.
Something lost in
There was
translation
something
here?
about you that was easy to trust.
Anyway, I'd like
Then it's
to
okay.
be all like, hey, please don't
Trust in
try
me.
and go
So
on
now
a
it's my turn to trust
spy
you.
to lover kind of arc, but I'm like, I've accepted that that ship has sailed.
Millie,
I mean, there's still
I
time.
care
We
too
could
much
go back
about
to
you.
Anue, go pick up
I'm
Lolo.
not gonna let you go.
Or Gio, apparently. The quadrangle is still up.
Just leave Millie here, walk away. I'm sure that Lolo has some interesting combat applications we could work with.
Probably all kinds of combo cards on those machines.
Kilo, I'm sorry.
Trick us again and you'll pay. But I'll let this one go.
Thanks.
I guess this is our dynamic now.
You too.
We are begrudgingly forgiving you for spying on us for literally the entire game. But don't you do it again, young lady, or you'll be out of the party.
There, see? He says he forgives you.
Thank you.
Okay, so like, you know, she's spying, she's reporting, but like I'm not really
Well, now that we've heard Milliard's little saga,
that straight
what do
on
you
exactly
say we head
what's
back?
like hinging on
Wait.
that.
There's something I want to show you up ahead.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying earlier. Like this
Not
doesn't
far.
feel like it's
Come with me.
anything.
Please.
Yeah. It's
Sure.
like
Lead the
there's
way.
it seems like most of the stuff that happened, even the stuff that happened to us, even the stuff that Baelheit's been doing behind the scenes, and all our run-ins with Shanath and etc. Like all of that was just like stuff that happened to us. Like everything that they found out about Sagi was found out
Hurry! Over here.
through
this
all of
way.
that stuff. I don't see what Millie
Wait till
could
you see
have
how incredible the
really
view is up here.
been reporting
On a clear
on.
day, you can
I think the
even
only
see
like
Alphard.
really notable
When
thing
I
that
was
Millie
little,
gave them
I
was that
gathered up all
she
sorts of
told
rocks
them
shaped like
where
people,
Gina
and I
was
lined
and
them
like
all
where
up
Sagi's
so
home
it looked like
was.
they were gazing off into the horizon.
That was
Did they not know that?
you would think.
I know there was the whole incident with the surprise no invasion of our hometown
What
plot
happened?
arc, but
Someone
Right,
knocked
but
them
like
all
if
over.
you remember, like right before that all that happened, we walked out on Millie in the middle of the night,
so
and she was
excited to
clearly
show you.
talking to someone and being like, "Yeah, it's Hasala in."
I guess. Sure.
That's basically the only thing out of
I
this
think we
whole
found the
game that we can
culprit.
actually directly lay at Millie's feet.
How could you?
All right
Petty
then.
bird brain.
Anyway, we are, I guess, kind of contractually obliged to have some gameplay at this point, so, okay?
Okay, so you remember the Hollow Bird and how it was kind of a bullshit fight?
Yeah.
What if we did that boss fight again, but it just didn't have its gimmick?
I mean, that sounds welcome, but also kind of boring. Like, I guess I kind of started this whole thing from a position of what's the point, so, like, maybe this isn't really a development on that regard, but, like, man...
Yeah, no, that's what this fight is. It's got the wing flap, it's got trample, which hits us for about 1,000 damage, but like, that's it. It's the Hollow Bird minus the thing that made the Hollow Bird like actually notable in any way.
Like, why? Why do we even have a thing to do here? Like, this whole thing, like, I know like, we kind of started on this, like, ever since we even heard about this side quest, but, like, just, like, why? Why is this its own thing, with its own area, with its own weird gimmick, and its own set of enemies, and its own boss fight? This whole thing should have just been a conversation that you can have, like, literally anywhere. Like, it could have been on the ship, it could have been at Sagi's house, it could have been, like, anywhere. But they made a thing for it. And then, I mean, I was gonna say they made a boss fight, but they didn't even make a boss fight. They just dropped this thing in here. And removed, like we said, you know, the thing that made it characteristically itself. And, like, why? Why did they do that?
My guess is that they made this area and the side quest that it has first, and then needed to, like, justify its existence, so they tied Millie's side quest back into it. Because we're not done here, despite what you may think, the fact that we're fighting the boss. Oh, no. There's more to go here.
I mean, I don't think I didn't notice that we've been spotting, like, hey, there's a statue around here that kind of looks like a person, and Millie was just like, I know we were talking over it, but, you know, she said she made a bunch of people rocks, and this thing came and broke them, and we're gonna kill the thing, but we haven't unbroken the... I know what's happening.
Yeah, you can see where this is going.
I can taste it in the water.
You'll see once we get there that I basically attempt it exactly once before going, this is stupid, fuck this, and leave.
That sounds promising. That sounds like we're about to enter the game design zone.
I never had the chance to show anybody before. I just wanted somebody to see them. But they're all broken. I'm sorry. I wasted your time.
Oh, you have no idea how true that
Nothing
statement
I
is,
say
Millie.
makes sense anymore. How could I ever expect you to trust me?
Well,
Hey,
we can repair
Gio.
this, right?
Look at that rock over there. Doesn't that
We-
sort of look like a person?
Could repair this.
It can be
It
done.
does. That one too. The arms remind me of Milliard when she's on the warpath.
Hmm?
Millie, this time we'll all look. Maybe the rocks you found are broken. But that's okay. We'll just find some new ones. The three of us together.
It really is quite the view. Think how breathtaking it will be once we have all those rocks lined up.
I like how transparently
Saki.
this scene is just like Saki and Gilo being like, alright, let's just play along with this.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You'll help too, won't you?
Let's complete the metaphor.
Thank you.
Don't think I'm not
All of
appreciating
you.
the metaphor here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so like what actually is the deal and how does it involve the cards?
Oh, it doesn't involve the cards at all. That's the best part.
Wait, what?
You are going to physically
fuck?
You are going to physically push these fucking statues all the way up to the summit, and you are going to like it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not in the slightest.
What the fuck? How? Who would make this in this game? What? Why? What?
Like I said, you will see me attempt this exactly once, and then immediately go, fuck this, we're out of here.
Like, attempt? Does it fail? Is it just, like, spend a bunch of time pushing these bullshit things? Yeah. Sorry, Millie.